Running form is one of those topics that we can make as complicated as we want to. And the more you spend online, the more you're probably going to see the fact that there are a lot of people who love to make running form very, very complicated. Most of us don't have the time and the resources to go to a fancy exercise science lab and get our running form formally checked according to the best instruments and equipment available. From my perspective as someone who's been running for 27 years and a coach, there's a lot of things that we can do in our training that really help improve our running form. And in this video, I want to talk about exactly that. All of the training interventions that you can do that are going to have side effects of improving your running form. All right, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna try to run as much as we safely can. Running higher volume training is going to improve our running form because after all, the more you practice something, the better you get at it. So if you're only running 20, maybe 30 miles a week, this is your call to improve your overall weekly and, let's not forget, monthly mileage levels. This is going to really help you improve your running form because you're just going to spend more time practicing your running. And just like anything else, the more we practice something, the better we get at it. Now, we can also lift heavy weights. Lifting heavy weights is going to improve our coordination, our athleticism. It's going to improve coordination between our muscles and even within our muscles. It's going to help us learn to recruit more muscle fibers. So if you're trying to run fast at the end of, say, a workout or race when you're very fatigued, you want better form. One way to accomplish that is by having your body be comfortable recruiting as many muscle fibers as possible so that you're not exclusively relying on your slow twitch fibers. You can recruit those fast twitch fibers in a pinch and run more economically when you're under high stress and fatigue. Now, we should also not shy away from running fast very frequently. Now, this does not mean running hard very frequently. It does mean running fast frequently with things like strides, hill sprints, and other types of appropriate speed development for distance runners. So let's put that into our program 2 or 3 times a week at a minimum so that we are very consistently running at about 95 to 98% of our max speed. And that's gonna help us develop a lot of comfort at high speeds, which improves our coordination, our athleticism, and our ability to run more economically. Look at this. This is beautiful Boulder, Colorado. And I want to run with you here in Boulder at Boulderthon this fall on September 28th. Thank you, Boulderthon, for supporting the channel. You can go to boulderthon.org and use code STRENGTH20 to save $20 on the half marathon or the marathon. Come out here and run a Boulderthon race. They've got a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and marathon. The marathon is a USA Track and Field sanctioned event. It is BQ eligible, and you're going to be able to run in the shadows of the foothills on the historic streets of Boulder with an epic finish on Pearl Street. I think you're going to love it. So go to boulderthon.org, use code STRENGTH20 to save yourself $20 on the half or the marathon, and let's enjoy all that running has to offer. Now, I know I just said we have got to run fast frequently and not necessarily run hard frequently, but there is also value in running as fast as we can. Full sprint, 100% effort, especially at the end of a race or some workouts where we really want to fully recruit as many muscle fibers as possible. Now, this isn't necessary all the time or as frequently as, say, strides, especially for older runners, but I do want you to get in the habit of being able to run as fast as you possibly can. A good place to do this is with hill sprints. A good place to do this is in any race that you run. Let's try to finish that race as fast and as hard as you can, because we really do want to be fully expressing our speed sometimes. This is almost like getting into the gym and doing a 1 rep max lift. It's not something we want to do all the time, but every once in a while, maybe every couple of weeks, we want to fully test ourselves by running as fast as we possibly can. And if we're going for improved running economy and better form, we definitely don't want to shy away from hills. Hills are our friends because they're not only a useful tool for speed development, they're also a really wonderful tool for gaining running specific strength. And I'm a big fan of all kinds of hill workouts. So yeah, I know I talked about hill sprints, those are fantastic, but also short hill reps that are at a very high speed. Things like 30 to 45 second hills at maybe your mile race pace. Really hard, really fast. You want to express a lot of power. I did talk about these in a recent video, talking about some of the new training theory ideas that I'm most excited by. But we can also do longer hill reps of 1 to 2 minutes at about your 5K or 10K race pace, or race effort rather. And this is really going to teach you how to run fast when you're working against gravity, and that's really going to force you to use a lot of those connecting muscles in your legs so that you can stay upright, so that you can drive power into that hill, and so that you can really express good form uphill. It's harder to have bad form running uphill, just like it's harder to have bad running form the faster you run. So this is another great way of forcing yourself to have good form without consciously thinking about it. So when in doubt, add some of those hill workouts into your program, and you're going to be subconsciously improving your form without really trying. Now, I just mentioned that it's harder to have bad form the faster you go. And that's why if you're jogging around at some artificially slow pace, sort of like if you're trying to follow the Maffetone method, you're more likely to have kind of a sloppier running form. Because if you're jogging really, really easy, it's really easy to have poor running form. And the faster you go, the easier it is. And so this is your chance to play around a little bit with zone 3. We don't want to spend all our easy running time in zone 3, but if you're finishing up a workout and you've got a couple miles to cool down, or if you're finishing up a long run and you're in the last couple miles of that long run, or even the last mile or two of a normal base run, I don't think there's any damage, any problem. There's going to be no deleterious effects of you running a little bit more in zone 3. You're going to get a bit more mechanical efficiency in zone 3 than you are in zone 2. So let's not fully be a slave to our heart rate monitor and really think that we have to spend all of our easy running time in zone 2. We certainly don't. Most easy runs are probably going to start in zone 1. You're going to spend most of the time in zone 2, and then some of that time can be spent in zone 3. That's totally normal, and it's not really going to negatively impact your recovery, as long as it's not a giant part of your easy running volume. But it can provide a nice stimulus to help improve your running form. So these are some of the training strategies that can help improve your running form without you making much of a conscious decision to try and improve your running form. Now, of course, we can use things like form cues. I really actually love form cues because they're an easy way to mentally conceptualize some of the form changes we want to make. I do have a form cues cheat sheet that has some of my favorite cues, when to incorporate them, how to incorporate them, and some of the considerations. Like, so for example, we've all heard of the famous forward lean, right? Now, we shouldn't be leaning from the waist, we really should be leaning from the ankles. A lot of that is 100% true. Here's the caveat that a lot of people don't talk about. You've got to be strong to effectively lean from the ankles, and that's why we've got to couple some of these form changes and form cues with strength training. That's why heavy strength training has such a big part in runners' training programs, is because yes, it's going to help you stay healthy. Yes, it's going to improve your running form. It's also going to make running with better form easier to do because you now have the strength to do it. So pick up that form cues cheat sheet at strengthrunning.com/cues. There's also a link under this video. I also want to hear from you. What are some of the things that you're doing in your training to improve your running form? Because I think this is something a lot of runners would like to do, but we're often a little stuck on exactly how to do it.